John Nolan joined by Pacers head coach Rick Carlisle. And Coach, first off, thanks so much for your time going into your second season now and your second stint here in Indiana. And over the course of your NBA coaching career, we've really seen the G League evolve, going back to the days of being the D League. It's had not only a name change, but a lot of progress too. From your perspective, how have you seen the G League grow?
Well, it's been a lot has happened in the last 15, 20 years. And this is actually the third time I've been back here. I was here as an assistant in the 90s when Larry Bird was a coach, was a head coach in the early 2000s. And then, now this is the third stint. And, it started off as the CBA way back when. I actually played briefly in the CBA, turned into the D League, developmental league. The term D League didn't sound so great to a lot of people. And so it eventually evolved into the G League, which is the Gatorade League because they sponsor it. And I think we're in the best place we've been, in many, many years, just in terms of the viability of it, the value of it, in terms of having a minor league team where you can send guys that can go play games, play your system, play your offensive system, play your defensive system, and be able to come back and forth. And this year in particular, with a guy like Kendall Brown, who we're very fortunate to get with the 48th pick, he'll be on a two-way. So I anticipate that he will play some with the Mad Ants, and I do anticipate that he'll be with us some as well.
Yeah, and we're going to have to dig up some of those old highlights of your Albany days in the CBA.
Good luck. Good luck finding those.
To follow up, you mentioned Kendall, the second-round pick out of Baylor and on a two-way. What are you hoping to see from him development-wise here? Is he still just 19 years old?
Yeah, very young. A guy with great instincts, great ability. This is the prototype of the type of athlete, type of person, type of skill set that we're looking to draft into the Pacers organization. Long, athletic, touch, feel, dynamic quickness, ability to play above the rim, those kinds of things. Only played 1 year of college, so he's very young, as you mentioned. And so we have him in training camp. We've had him here the last 3 weeks. He had a great summer for us, in Vegas with the Summer League team. And so, we'll kind of move forward from here. But we want to get him some minutes during the season. You can do a lot of one-on-one stuff. You can do a lot of individual work. You can play minutes in the G League, but minutes in the NBA are going to help you develop the most for the NBA.
Absolutely. And you alluded to it, sort of the continuity between Fort Wayne and Indiana, and last year 9 guys playing for both the Mad Ants and the Pacers. How do the Mad Ants fit into what you're looking to build right now here in Indianapolis?
Well, it's an important element because, we are young. This is the youngest this franchise has been, maybe ever. I don't really know for sure, but with Kendall Brown, who's 19, Jalen Smith, who's 21 or 22, Tyrese is 22. Tyrese is not going to play with the Mad Ants, but it just speaks to the youth of this team. And so, last year you saw it with Terry Taylor. I mean, he was a guy that benefited tremendously from his experience with the Mad Ants, and now, I mean, there's a very good chance he'll be a rotation player for us, in the NBA this season.
Absolutely. And just talking again about the connection here between the Mad Ants and the Pacers and members of the Mad Ants staff, like head coach Tom Hankins, general manager Chris Taylor, what kind of relationships do you have with them and the rest of the staff based in Fort Wayne?
Well, Tom's done a tremendous job, and, I followed their season very closely. They were very close to making the playoffs last year. With all the upheaval that they had, I mean, they had the chance to have probably the best team in the league, but they ended up losing a bunch of guys to us because of COVID, because of injuries to veteran players, because of this, that, and the other. And so, guys like Kiefer Sykes and Terry Taylor and Dwayne Washington Jr., and then you had Justin Anderson, all these guys were taking turns with our team. And so it really made it difficult for them to make the team, make the playoffs. But, Tom is a guy that is an important part of our training camp. He's done a really tremendous job here over the last several years of not only developing talent, but keeping their team Very competitive, keeping the spirits high and keeping the vibe really, really positive. And that can be difficult with a minor league team.
Indeed. And finally, for fans in Northeast Indiana thinking about making the 2-hour drive to Indianapolis to catch a Pacers game at Gainbridge Fieldhouse this year, what can they look forward to on the court?
Well, this is a new era. And this is, I think, the official beginning of that. I think, when we made the big trade last year for Tyrese, and then we acquired Jalen Smith and we acquired Buddy, that was certainly a trigger. But when you get to the beginning of the ensuing season, where we are now, it's kind of the official start of a new era, a new generation of Pacers basketball. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. This is a fast, athletic group that moves the ball, that can put the ball in the basket. We're going to spend a lot of time on our defense, to get to the point where we can really depend on our defense to generate offense. And I really think the sky's the limit with where this thing can go. But we're very excited about it.
We're excited too. Really appreciate your time and best of luck this season.
Okay, thank you.
Pacers head coach Rick Carlisle with us here ahead of the 2022-23 season.